Hey! It's the noon train on time?
Supposed to be.
Feels like it's time.
Fair enough.
BBN Jack Fruits. What's up? I keep forgetting I don't gotta be so close to the mic. BBN Jack Fruits. What's up, party people? How's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. Real quick before we actually get to the show, yesterday there was a question. Some people I did donate, not yesterday, the day before yesterday. We didn't have a show yesterday, I had some stuff I had to do. The day before yesterday, we had a show, and there's some people that had did some donations. And one of them was like they wanted to do the saloon. So from now on, what we're going to try to do is early in the show, we try to get all the content out. And so therefore we can do what we want to do. And I'm going to assume it's going to be around 10:30 by the time I get all of the actual content out. And we're going to be to where we're just going back and forth and having our own discussions about what we want to talk about. So with that being said, today we are going to be talking about, once again, this political show that is going on with our politicians. Is getting incredible as far as the entertainment value and also the implications that it's going to have on our futures. So there's a couple of things that I want to say real quick, and we're going to be talking about Kamala Harris possibly breaking campaign finance laws. And I want to be clear about this because we already had these discussions, whether people understand this or not. As always, sometimes it seems like I'm talking nonsense and people be like, yo, Jack, he doesn't know what he's talking about over these. But then you find out a little bit later, I know exactly what I was talking about. We're going to do roll call at about the 6 or 7 minute mark. So get your comments in. And as we usually do now when we're doing StreamYard, whenever I'm responding back to your comments, I try to put it up there on the screen. As long as you are somebody who is a member of this channel, I see your name a lot, and it looks like you're giving good comments, whether you're agreeing with me or not, as we've previously have been seeing in other videos. We will put your post up there. Another thing I want to say also, because I got some videos that I'm going to play for y'all. If you have a video that you think is important and it is, I guess, one of the candidates saying something and you think that it adds context to whatever your part of the discussion might be, contact me on DM it to me, the video, obviously, so then I can try to get it up here on the screen and we can have a conversation about it. It's not showing. Our show is not about showing any candidate in the worst light possible and any other candidate in the best light possible. Our show, our content is about showing you what these candidates are about, at least at their base, with the information that we're able to acquire and then, display it to you. So real quick, we have a question up already. Also, if we're doing the saloon, once again, it's going to be a little bit later in the show, obviously, because we want to be able to get our content out. 6 people voted so far. The question is, do you think that Kamala Harris really raised $81 million in a couple of days? That's basically what this show is going to be about. We're going to be talking about Kamala Harris. And she's Trump and his campaign committee already have them being investigated, by the way. In any regard, the question is, do you think that Kamala Harris really raised $81 million in a couple of days? The first, we have, of course, because, girl powers, 14%. Heck no, it's all money launderings over these. They doing all of the money launderings. That's at 50%. People that just want to see the results is at 25%. And pancakes is at 12%. I'm going to show a video real quick.
Start insulting black women, you're going to see something you haven't seen before. Black men are not going to put up with that. I was on a phone call with 20,000 black men The word protect came up about 1,000 times.
And it's a specific phase of life. Remember, age is more than a chronological fact. What else do we know about this population, 18 through 24? They are stupid. That is why we put them in dormitories, and they have a resident assistant. They make really bad decisions.
Barack Obama still plotting against you, trying to take you out.
They got some big problems over there. First of all, Obama hates Biden, and Biden hates Obama. And when Obama walked Biden out a couple of weeks ago off the stage, he didn't have to do that. He could have let him wave to the people a little bit longer. I don't know if Joe knew who he was waving to, but he was waving. And all of a sudden, Obama comes along, grabs him. Come on, Joe. Like he was a child. It made him look so bad. And I know people with Biden. I know people with Obama. And they were not happy about that. It made him look really bad, like a child. Like a child. They don't like each other. And I think that it's pretty tough. This guy got, what, 14, 15 million votes, delegates. He had the votes. So he goes through a process. He gets them. And the whole thing has been a con. Look, when they kept him in the basement in the first, those people should be looked at because they lied to the American public.
And then you got Queenla Imhoff in there. You know who Imhoff is?
No.
Yes, you do.
Who?
Mrs. Imhoff, Vice President of the United States, who goes by her maiden name,
Miss Kamala?
Kamala Harris. She's got 2 Jewish children she adopted. She married a Jewish husband who's got a interesting.
I'm scared to talk about Kamala Harris. I'm gonna let you have that one.
No, she's a witch, and she is a corrupt witch. She's been corrupt her whole life, and she fucked her way to the top.
Oh, Lord.
They used to detail this witch in the LA Times with her sexual escapades. She fucked damn near everybody trying to get up. She used to be a frat hoe when she was at Howard. And she ain't black. You know,
I ain't got nothing to do with this, Miss Harris.
No, I mean, well, don't. But she's I don't know.
I want to bring the conversation back to the broken criminal justice system that is disproportionately negatively impacting black and brown people all across this country today. Now, Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record. There are too many examples to cite, but she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
Thank you, Congresswoman. Senator Harris.
I'm not sure how the rest of the world feels about Kamala Harris. My introduction to her was people that lived in the Bay Area telling the Bay Area that I was in communications with, basically telling me about how she puts people in prison for the longest periods of time, for the most incredibly small amounts of drugs. You get all of the years. So that was my introduction to Kamala Harris. This was shortly before she dropped out of running for the presidency during her campaign. For people that don't get this, and you might be new to this channel, we cover politics year round. We don't just cover politics when it's popping. And that's why often what you'll hear me say is, do you remember when we had a conversation about this? And then I'll cite a month in a year if I can. because I want to be clear on this, and I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. This is not about going out there and voting for a black woman or going out there and voting for a white man. This is about going out there and voting for policies. This is about going out there and making a vote depending on the direction that you want America to go in. Now, I don't know about Kamala Harris's past. I want to know, do y'all think Judge Joe Brown went a little bit too hard on her? I think he went a little bit too hard on her. I thought that was a little vicious. All of us in our youth have made decisions that we would choose to do different if given the opportunity now. Right? So the whole she was doing whatever she was doing in college, I don't really care about that. I left his comments in for a different reason. All of you black women out there that keep saying that Kamala Harris represents you, I need for you to understand what he said. She's a black woman who love who you love. Do not get this confused. Love who you love. If you love whatever race they are, be thankful that the Most High put somebody in your path that you can love and that can love you back. So love whoever you love. But I want to point something out, because it's not just that he said she married a non-black man or whatever the case is, because whatever the hell. But they went and adopted kids, and they adopted Caucasian kids. They adopted 2 Jewish kids. Just think about that for one moment. Why y'all telling us that we got to vote for her because we black? At every opportunity that she can do something for black people, she does not. She herself does not consider her black. Now tell me why I have to consider her black. When she ran for her Senate seat, she ran nothing to Indian American. Now tell me where the lie's at. So we're not here to bash her. We're here to talk about policies. But as long as they talk about anything with the exception of policies, that gives us the opportunity to talk about things that are also an exception of policies. I'm reading some comments. Get your comments in. Shout out to the Smoke Spot. This is Morning Frost. Salute, my brother. Hope everything is going well with you and yours. He said, yo, that's crazy. You was talking about when Joe Brown was talking, or you was talking about the video right before Joe Brown was talking. I forget. What up? Fictions says she's Jamaican, Indian, and Asian technically. And all of that ancestry comes from somewhere other than America, just so we could be clear. Because if that ancestry was in America, then I believe she would have an argument. My issue with this is y'all keep saying she's black, but she doesn't even understand the culture. If you have a Caucasian person out there that is understanding of the culture, following the culture, behaves as they are a part of the culture, I consider them a part of the culture. Just because you have melanated skin, that does not automatically make you a part of the culture. She's not a part of the culture. She does nothing that exhibits a part of our American black culture. Fiction says Judge Kamala, based on her record as a politician and public statements she's made. Absolutely agree. I'm going to say as a politician, even as making public statements, some statements I believe you could back up off of. I don't know how she's come back up off of the kids between 18 and 24. Stupid. I don't know how you back up off of that. But generally speaking, I do believe that you can make a statement and then say, you know what, I was wrong. I do believe you can do that. What up, Seth? He says, she does not act like most African-American people I know. She acts like zero African-American people I know. As if you mean Black American. She acts like zero of the Black Americans I know. If you know a part of America where Black Americans has her mannerisms, let me know. Show me some pictures of her at a party, a hip hop party in her youth. Remember, she was out there when hip hop was on the come up. Why there's no pictures of her at hip hop parties? I'm not saying that she needs those. I'm just saying there's pictures of her at other parties. I'm just making jokes right now. She doesn't need to have a picture at the hip hop party. That's just asking for a lot. But if she had one, you know what I'm saying? Right now, drop it. This is when you need to drop it because you're already pandering. Their whole entire campaign is pandering to Black people. That's all they do. Their whole entire campaign is pandering to Black people. They don't do anything else. I'm talking about the Democratic Party. That's their entire campaign. Every single thing that they do in order to say, come vote for us, has to deal with pandering to Black people. And for some strange reason, Black people don't get it. So, yeah, I'm here to tell you. Seth says, I agree with you. I feel like she tries too hard sometimes. Anybody can read a dictionary and put on a nice business tie and speak in front of people. I don't think she says words that you would need to go into a dictionary to get. That's one. Two, being a person myself who abhor individuals who just read the dictionary and then try to talk to you. I'm not going to say it like that. I think that that's foolish because I think it's better to learn whatever the word is that you learn through regular conversation. I think that's the best way to learn diction. That's just my opinion. Because there's words that I couldn't tell you the definition to, but I use it correctly every single time I speak. But I couldn't tell you the definition if you asked me. I wouldn't have the slightest idea. You'd be like, yo, Froze, what does that word mean? We got to Google it. That's what would be happening. You understand? But just in regular discourse, just in regular conversation, I use the word correctly. I'm one of those people that know how to drive a car, but can't tell you how the car works. So I don't think that there's anything wrong with anyone else being that way also. As far as the reading the dictionary comment go. Yeah, I don't reading the dictionary. I'm not a big fan of that. I don't think that does anything. Great author, the one that killed himself in Africa. Can't remember his name right now. He said that whenever he wrote his books, he purposely used smaller words so it could reach more people. I can't remember his name right now. Killed himself. He was like a safari hunter guy and all that type of stuff. Yeah, he killed himself. You know, some kind of big depression. Can't remember his name. In any regard, we're gonna keep it going. No, I also don't believe that anybody could speak in front of people. I think that this speaking in front of people is a much more I don't think it's as easy as people make it out to be. I think people just say, oh, I could do that. And then when it's their turn to do that, they're going to come up with all the excuses why it failed for them that time. You know, I think people just, I think that we don't live. I think they gave away too many trophies for participation. I think that that's basically what the problem and what the issue is. We have a lot of we've been living in a long period of time where it's participation trophies. So people don't believe they have to actually be good at a thing. They just have to believe that they can get up and I can do something, and just like I could do what that person is doing. All they're doing is standing there and talking when they don't even understand, or doing whatever they're doing publicly, when they don't understand the effort it takes to learning how to do certain things, the mental fortitude it might put up with. I don't really want to get into it. I'm dragging it off into something else. We got to talk about this Kamala Harris shit. But I think that it's much more difficult to do public speaking than people give it credit for, and that's why Kamala Harris is so terrible at it. She's a terrible public speaker, absolutely terrible. Shout out to Todd Dice's peace to the BBN fan, peace, salute. He said, exactly, thank you for being honest. Well, I'm always honest. But you did mean black. Nah, you good. I know that whenever I speak, I have to be more precise when I talk, because there's always an attempt to take my words and make it look like something I'm not saying. So Tada says, is Kamala an empty pantsuit? I think she's a terrible public speaker. I don't think she speaks well publicly. I think that's why she's always cackling or laughing, whatever the hell you want to call it. I think that she's just a terrible public speaker. That's just my opinion. I don't believe she could speak publicly. I don't think people understand how difficult it is to speak publicly. The majority of us wouldn't be able to speak at the podiums that she's asked to talk at. So, no, I'm not saying it as far as there's a reason why, people like Obama win, people like Ronald Reagan win, the charisma, the ability to publicly speak. The people why Donald Trump is so he's like magnetic. It's the ability to publicly speak, because not many people have that ability to be able to do it at a very, very high level. She lacks that ability. I want to see the debate. I think she's going to get smoked. Shout out to Florida State Bully. Salute. Fiction says Dr. Jason Johnson and Tiffany Cross go on a campaign bashing Black American men instead of poor Democratic policy. Instead of poor Democratic policy if Kamala loses. No. I 100%. Well, I don't see how she can win, just so we can be clear. But I 100%. She's going to lose off racism alone. Off of actual racism alone. Like, that racism that people be pretending is happening, but it don't always be happening. It just be because, your energy is off. You understand what I'm saying? When our energy is off, all types of weirdo shit happen around us. So, how sometimes people be accusing people of being racist, but they really wasn't being racist. The black person was just being a dick or doing some shit that's like, you're in the wrong space to be doing that, fam. Right? This is going to, because of actual racism, she's not going to win. Because of actual racism. So now, when she does lose, I 100% believe that Black men are going to get bashed to the ends of the earth like we don't have no choice but to vote for her. The woman that was putting niggas in jail and trying to send niggas to the death penalty, hiding evidence. We don't have a choice.
Start insulting Black women, you're going to see something you haven't seen before. Black men are not going to put up with that. I was on a phone call with 20,000 Black men. The word protect came up about 1,000 times.
And it's a specific phase of life. Remember, age is more than a chronological fact. What else do we know about this population, 18 through 24? They are stupid. That is why we put them in dormitories, and they have a resident assistant. They make really bad decisions.
Barack Obama is still plotting against you, trying to take you out.
They got some big problems over there. First of all, Obama hates Biden, and Biden hates Obama. And when Obama walked Biden out a couple of weeks ago off the stage, he didn't have to do that. He could have let him wave to the people a little bit longer. I don't know if Joe knew who he was waving to, but he was waving. And all of a sudden, Obama comes along, grabs him. Come on, Joe. Like he was a child. It made him look so bad. And I know people with Biden. I know people with Obama. And they were not happy about that. It made him look really bad, like a child. Like a child. They don't like each other. And I think that it's pretty tough. This guy got, what, 14, 15 million votes, delegates. He had the votes. So he goes through a process. He gets them. And the whole thing has been a con. Look, when they kept him in the basement in the first, those people should be looked at because they lied to the American public.
And then you got Kamala Imhoff in there. You know who Imhoff is?
No.
Yes, you do.
Who?
Mrs. Imhoff.
I want to say something real quick. I think he just don't like her. I think he just really don't like Kamala Harris. I'm not sure why, but it's like, even if what you saying is true, fam, I don't know if I want to absorb that information. That just seemed like you was just coming from too biased of a space for me. I think he just don't like her. I'm not saying what he's saying is true. I'm not saying what he's saying ain't true. But one, I don't care if she was, I don't got to sleep with her. So I don't care what she was doing in college. Y'all be surprised what your woman was doing in high school. So personally, I don't care what she was doing in college. But the next thing he says is a little bit more poignant. I'm going to play that. I just wanted to just say that part. And then he called her Cum Queen La. I think he just hating, fam. I don't know. I don't think he's just hating. I don't even want to play the rest of his fucking video. I think he's just hating. Like, I think he's just hating. I don't even like her, fam. But I think he just hating. I think he just hating. And I don't think he lying. Just so we can be clear. I don't think he lying on her. I wouldn't have put it up if I thought he was lying. Like, if I thought he was wrong, I put it up. You know, somebody is saying the thing. They could be wrong. That's fine. But just be absent. He might be lying. I don't know, man.
President of the United States, who goes by her maiden name,
Miss Kamala?
Kamala Harris. She's got 2 Jewish children she adopted. She married a Jewish husband who's got a interesting.
I'm scared to talk about Kamala Harris. I'll let you have that one.
No.
She has a right to marry whoever she wants to marry. And I just feel a way that if they were going to adopt, she didn't adopt any black kids. And the only reason why I say that is because right now she's pushing that black men have to vote for her.
And she is a corrupt witch.
She should be saying Jewish people have to vote for her.
Corrupt her whole life, and she fucked her way to the top.
Oh, Lord.
They used to detail this witch in the LA Times with her sexual escapades.
That's just bananas. I don't know what to tell you. So you trying to tell me And I don't know if I'm assuming it's true, just so we could be clear. But they could just be talking about who she's dating. I doubt the freaking newspaper knows what positions they was doing that night. They probably just talking about who she's dating.
Damn near everybody trying to get up. She used to be a frat hoe when she was at Howard. And she ain't black. You know,
I ain't got nothing to do with this, Miss Harris.
No, I mean, well, don't. But she's
I don't know.
I want to bring the conversation back to the broken criminal justice system that is disproportionately.
Before I play this clip, I want to say something. I keep hearing on social media that there's more to this particular clip, and I'm being unfair by not posting Kamala Harris's response. And I want to say something in regards to that. I don't have that part of the clip. If I had it, I promise you I will post it, because I'm 100% sure it's fucking part of my language. I'm 100% sure that it's BS. So I promise you, if I had it, I will post it very happily. Very happily. Everybody that keeps telling me that it exists and that I'm being biased because I don't have it, I keep telling them to send it to me because I don't have it. If you have it, please send it to me. I will more than happily play it. I put it on loop. I'm pretty sure whatever she said is BS. I've heard her talk before. There's no way in the world that I could think of a way that she could get herself out of this.
Negatively impacting Black and brown people all across this country today. Now, Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record. There are too many examples to cite, but she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
Thank you, Congresswoman. Senator Harris.
Any responses to any of what I just played, put it in the chat. And yes, I do believe that if when Kamala Harris loses, there's going to be a plethora of different Black males and women in the media and just, in public life, like celebrities or whatever, who is going to blame it all on Black men. Like, we don't have no other choice but to vote for Kamala Harris, independent of what her policies is or how capable she is or not capable she is at the position. Seth says, my father believes that Reagan was one of the best presidents in our history. Were you a fan of Reaganomics at the time it was created to put into effect? I couldn't even understand the financial market at that age. So no, I couldn't have been a fan of Reaganomics. That wouldn't have been a possibility. But what they did do at our schools, and I don't know if they currently do that now, is Reagan was in our schools, he was championed by our teachers. Like, it was a big deal. Like, my school was in the Bronx. Reagan was a Republican. All my teachers and everybody, it was a big deal. Everything Reagan did, we was indoctrinated to believe that Reagan was the best president ever. So if anyone that went to school, especially elementary school in the 80s, when Reagan was president and you was in New York City, believe me, the indoctrination was Reagan is the best president ever. Just letting you know. So I don't know what age or whatever. Remember, we don't know policies or nothing as a child. So I was a kid. So I don't know. I can't tell you he was the best president ever. I wasn't. Tada says, is Michelle Obama her running mate? Could she win? I don't think it's a possibility that she could win in any way, shape, or form. And that just has to deal with the actual racists that are in America. Having nothing at all to do with the accidental racists, having nothing at all to do with people that just don't like black people, black women, having nothing to do with people that just don't like, and having nothing to do with anything political or anything else. She's not going to win based on the actual racism that exists in America. And before you say, well, Obama won, yeah, I get it. Obama did win. She does not have Obama's charisma. Obama's one of the most charismatic MFers I've ever seen. He was just straight up telling people stuff that was terrible for them. And people applauded it. He was as charismatic as of any politician I've ever seen. So she doesn't have that type of charisma. So just based off of actual racism, no, she's not going to win. She's not a good enough politician. If she was actually a good politician, then maybe. But she's not a good politician and she doesn't have any charisma. Shout out to Kyra Knowles. And don't forget who the individual was that told y'all Biden was going to choose her as his running mate, and that was going to be how he was going to win, because they was going to say black women. Don't forget who told y'all that 3 months before he chose her. So take what I'm saying into consideration. That's all I'm saying. All praises to the Most High. That's a fact. Glory be to God. Jesus is King. Jesus is King. Fiction says, I can't wait to vote for the couch. No politician is entitled to votes from any constituency. Explain that if you can. But I will say this. And this is another reason why I just don't trust the Democrats. I'm sorry if you upset at that, right? Because the Democrats keep complaining that Trump is going to destroy democracy, right? But what they just did was one of the most undemocratic things that they could do. And that was by giving y'all a Democratic candidate for presidency that nobody got the chance to vote on. So how? Nobody got the chance to vote on Kamala Harris. Maybe there's some other people that could have ran that the American public would agree with more than Kamala Harris. Nobody got the chance to vote on her. So how are they talking about Trump is destroying democracy if they are literally breaking the rules, the laws, the bylaws, or whatever of democracy? Somebody explain that to me. Tada says no youth should vote for her. I agree. 100% agree. First of all, if you're between 18 and 24 and you vote for Kamala Harris, you're an idiot, because we're going to be in war if she gets in the office. And guess who is going to be getting drafted? 18 to 24s. So if you're between 18 and 24 and you vote for Kamala Harris, you're a complete idiot. These countries are literally saying if Trump wins, there's going to be no war. Netanyahu flies to America. How the hell is a leader from another country flying into America and our president isn't there to meet them, or a representative? The president of another country, the ruler of another country, flies into America and our president isn't there to meet them at the door, nor the vice president. He goes and gives a speech or some shit. Oh, well, no president, no vice president, nobody representing the White House or some shit. So Trump invites him down to Mar-a-Lago. That's president shit. I don't know what Biden and Harris is doing, but I think I know what happened. Anybody want to know what happened? If y'all anybody want to know what happened? I think I know what happened. I just put this 2 and 2 together. I think I know exactly what happened. I think I know exactly what happened. So Netanyahu, I don't know if he took Trump's invite, but Netanyahu got invited to Mar-a-Lago, while our actual sitting president seems like he's avoiding them, along with Kamala Harris, who's a Democratic nominee, apparently, almost, we're going to see. But this is who black men don't got no choice but to allegedly vote for, right? We don't got no choice but to allegedly vote for them. If we don't vote for them, then we're wrong. If we don't vote for them, that means that we don't like black women. If we don't vote for incompetency. That's crazy. Be right back.
I'm gonna need some of you niggas to stop playing with me. I am not a game. Go play Tetris or something. Word is born. Call me guns, I'm not gonna never tell it on my brother. Word is born, I'ma keep, and I put that on my mother. Fresh from the streets, and I rep it like no other. Say more to the heat, y'all can go and kiss each other. Niggas think that they crazy, what's a knife to a gun? If I can't get the pops, I'ma go get his son. Oh, I heard he got a daughter, tell that little bitch run. She get blinded by the bullets, cause it's blazing like the sun. You click versus me, that's a one-on-one. Shoot them niggas with a stick, and the broom, get it done. Chopper loose, extra boost, I'm the man with the juice. When the boogeyman around, niggas pray to Jesus. You should call him Lucifer, that's a fallen angel. Make a star see stars, that's a star bangle. R.I.P. t-shirts.
Yeah, so I just realized the title of this video is Trump accuses Kamala Harris of breaking campaign finance laws. And I didn't even get to any of that. We've been discussing all of this other stuff. So I'll explain that real quick. Do you remember a while back when I was trying to explain to y'all that the ticket had to be Biden and Harris on the ticket in order for them to get that $90 million? Okay, so there was $90 million that was pledged to the campaign of Biden and Harris. That's monies that's already been put into an area for them to be able to take from in order for their campaign. That's $90 million, right? So what happens is if Biden drops out of the ticket and he says, I'm not running for the presidency no more, that means that there can't be a Biden-Harris ticket. That means that even if Harris is on the ticket, it's not going to be Biden-Harris. It's going to be Harris and somebody else. So since they're going to remove her from the ticket and it's, remove Biden from the ticket and it's going to be Harris and somebody else because Biden can't run no more. We don't know what's going on with this guy. Maybe he's in the bathroom on the toilet. Maybe he ain't. Nobody knows what's happening. Maybe he's crapping in his pants again. In any regard, so since they have that $90 million that's sitting there, when they tried to say that Kamala Harris raised $81 million over like a couple of days, what Trump is saying is that they didn't raise that $81 million over a couple of days. It could be $80 million that's sitting in the thing. What they actually did was they transferred that monies that was supposed to be for Biden and Harris. They transferred that over to Harris's account so that money can now be used against Trump. When in reality, they're not allowed to do that. All of that money is supposed to either go back to whoever sent it or whatever the case is. So that's what Trump is currently accusing Kamala Harris and her team of doing. And that is breaking a law. Hold on. Let's get this up on the screen real quick. It's breaking something or other. Hold on. So basically, this is what happened. Now, I'm not saying that she did break those laws or not. I'm just saying that this is what Trump's team is accusing her of having done. I'm not saying that she actually, as people can say, yo, Fraud said it, mans. No, I'm not saying that this is something that she's actually done. I'm saying that these are the accusations that is against her and her campaign. Former President Donald Trump's campaign has filed a complaint with the Federal Election Commission claiming that the transfer of funds from the Biden re-election campaign to the Harris presidential campaign is a violation of campaign finance rules, although the funds raised has been authorized for both President Biden and I'm assuming the next thing is going to say Kamala Harris. Vice President Kamala Harris. The complaint is filed against Mr. Biden, Harris, the Biden campaign, and the Biden fundraisers. Get this out of here. Hold it out of here. And the campaign treasurer, Keena Spencer. Kamala Harris is seeking to perpetrate a $91.5 million heist of Joe Biden's leftover campaign cash, a brazen money grab that would constitute the single largest excessive contribution and biggest violation in the history of the Federal Election Campaign Act of 1971. Hold on one second. Hold on. Let's go look and see what that is real quick so we can make sure we know what that is. All right. So basically, the Federal Election Act, Campaign Act of 1971, as amended, the act bans foreign nationals from making contributions either directly or through any person in connection with the election or any policy. Okay, so hold on. Let me make sure. So are they saying that these are foreign donations? The Federal Election Campaign Act of 1971, as amended, the act bans foreign nationals from making contributions either directly or through any person in connection with elections to any political office. 2, USC
Section 441E, an advisory opinion 1989-29, a majority of the commissioners conclude that a corporation which is wholly owned subsidiary of a foreign national corporation may make contributions to candidates for political office because we cannot may make contributions to candidates for political office because we cannot accept the representatives of independents upon which this conclusion is based. We dissent. So are they saying that these donations, these $91 million, isn't even from foreign? The central question for the commission in this advisory opinion is whether the foreign national parent corporation such as the contributions made by the domestic subsidiary are in effect contributions from the foreign partner. Are they trying to say that those funds came from a foreign entity? Recognizing that Section 441E prohibits contributions by a foreign national through any other person, the majority requires that in order to comply with Section 441E, Jim must ensure that neither the foreign national parent nor any other foreign nationals, including directors, officers, or any other personnel of Jim, participate in any decisions by Jim to contribute to the Jim Pact or any other committee or campaigns for state or local office. So are they trying to say that her donations is coming from overseas? So back to what we was doing. Kamala Harris is seeking to perpetuate a $91.5 million heist of Joe Biden's leftover campaign cash, a blatant money grab that would constitute the single largest excessive contribution and biggest violation in the history of the Federal Elections Campaign Act of 1971 as amended. The act. The Trump campaign's general counsel, Dave Warrington, accuses them of filing fraudulent forms with the commission purporting to repurpose one candidate's principal campaign committee for the use of another candidate. The Trump's campaign general counsel, David Warrington, accuses them of filing fraudulent forms with the commission purporting to repurpose one's candidate's principal campaign committee for the use of another candidate, claiming that Harris simply replaced Biden's name with her own rather than filing her own statement of candidacy. There is no provision in federal campaign finance law for Kamala Harris to take over Joe Biden's candidacy now by quite literally attempting to become him via an amendment to his Form 2, assuming control of his campaign by amending Form 1 and making off with all his cash, wrote Warrington. Oh shit, I get it. That's why they won't do amendment to 25th Amendment. Okay, hold on. That's why they won't do the 25th Amendment. Hold on, I'm coming back to the dude. Hold on, let me just do this real quick, and then we coming back to the comments. Put your comment in the chat and don't go nowhere. Hold on. Don't go nowhere. Put your comments in the chat. Is it 10:30 yet? We might have to push. We're gonna have to push it back a little. We're not going nowhere. I'm in no rush. We're not going nowhere. We're not going nowhere. We will be doing the saloon today if y'all want to do the saloon. But hold on. This is the 25th Amendment for everybody that don't get it. It clarifies that the vice president becomes president if the president dies, resigns, or is removed from office through impeachment. It also establishes the procedure for filing a vacancy in the office of the vice president. I don't think she'll be able to get that money. Now, look, now you see what they're saying right here, right? So y'all know what the 25th Amendment is. So hold on. For the people that didn't know, I'm assuming everybody, not everybody probably knew what the 25th Amendment is. Now check this out. Trump's campaign general counsel, David Warrington, accuses them of filing fraudulent forms with the commission purporting to repurpose one of the candidate's principal campaign committee for the use of another candidate's. What happens if they file the 25th Amendment and Joe Biden is removed from office? He would no longer be a candidate, correct? If he's no longer a candidate, they can't replace her name with his. Because if she files her own statement of candidacy, they can't use that money. So there's no provision in federal campaign finance law for Kamala Harris to take over Joe Biden's candidacy. Now, by quite literally attempting to become him. I'm sorry. I would not ever vote for anybody who was doing all of this corrupt shit. I consider this to be corrupt. Other people might not. I guess it's opinion. With that being said, become him via an amendment of his Form 2, assuming control of his campaign by amending Form 1 and making off with all of his cash. Now that sounds corrupt. I don't know. Let me know what y'all guys think in the chat. So let's see what the argument against what he's saying is. Because like I said, it might not be corrupt. What the heck do I know? However, the claim is expected to face strong pushback from the Harris campaign, noting that when the campaign was originally registered with the FEC, it was called the Principal Campaign Committee for with both Joe Biden and Harris. The committees into which money has been raised are the same. They just have been renamed Harris for President, Harris Victory Fund, and Harris Action Fund. So I don't know. Are they trying to say that they had plans of this since the beginning? Because that's what it sounds like. Because that still sounds pretty dishonest to me. But like I said, that's to me. You know, you guys may feel differently. You have a right to feel differently. If you do not believe that that is dishonest, please let me know how. At least one FEC commissioner has already indicated she agreed that if Harris became the nominee, she would have legal access to the campaign funds. So one of the people already agreed. And then they say, pardon me, Republicans may be jealous. Sheesh, hate when I do that. Republicans may be jealous that Democrats are energized to defeat Trump and his MAGA allies, but baseless legal claims. They're accusing the Democrats of doing baseless legal claims, man. Anyway, like those that made for years to like the ones they've made for years to try to suppress votes and steal elections. The Democrats accusing the Republicans of this will only distract them while we sign up volunteers, talk to voters, and win the election. The Harris campaign spokesperson Charles Kretschmer said in a statement. So the Harris campaign is ran by this guy. Let's just see who this guy is, because we keep hearing all black stuff whenever we do. We're moving off of this anyway, right? So let's go back over here. Let's see who this guy is. I'm curious, because I keep hearing black people just don't have no choice. We got to vote for this guy. We got to vote for this woman. So this is Harold. Shout out to Harold. No disrespect to this dude. Shout out to Harold. You're winning over here, Harold. Charles, pardon me. Why am I calling him Harold? He looks like Harold. There you go, over here. Now, with some black people, you see him over here with the it's Charles doing this thing. This is him. So nothing about her has black people involved in it, except for the black people that's telling all the other black people that they have no choice but to vote for him. Vote for her. Right? Whatever. Nothing else involving her has anything else to do with black people. The only black people around her is the black people that's saying that black people have to vote for her. That's only black people around her. So shout out to that. Let's read some comments. Shout out to the views. Salute for a salute. What up, Nate? He says, hi, Frost. Hi, Nate. What up, Contrarian Chronicles? He says, Frost. Chronicles. Let's see what Fiction says. To further explain my statement, both parties expect Black American votes due to race and symbolic gestures without targeted policy. I'm going to disagree with you on that. When Trump became president, Trump actually opened up quite a few different loans that people like me and probably you can go get.
And it was initially made for us. And the Democrats, if I remember it correctly, said that all groups had to be involved in it. And if all groups wasn't involved in it, it wasn't fair. So that those loans that they were giving out that you didn't have to pay back, that initially started as a stimulus to the Black community. Also, he gave the HBCUs something like 50 something billion dollars over a certain amount of time. And then Biden went in there, took it back, and then gave them money, but it gave them less than half of the money that Trump had promised them. So I don't think that's just a symbolic gesture. That's what I'm saying, with all due respect. Kamala's pandering towards the Black community contradicts her record. Absolutely, I agree with you on that 100%. To be a person who, like I consistently point out, the only people that's around Kamala Harris, are only Black people around Kamala Harris, are the Black people that's telling the other Black people that they have to vote for her. She doesn't have any other Black people around her. Even when they hire females in this White House, it's transgenders. So they're not even hiring women. They're not hiring women, naturally born women, and they're not hiring Black people. So yeah, I don't know why you guys are so adamant that these individuals get all of our Black male votes. Nate says, damn, she might have to step down if it's true. No, I don't think they have any shame. She's not going nowhere. I don't think they got zero. I think they don't got zero shame. The few says, need my opinion on something. What you need my opinion on? Nate says, I believe they would have to give money back because they got Biden's name on the pledge. Absolutely. What they tried to do is basically what Dude said. They tried to basically like replace her name with Biden's name by saying that if I got a complete understanding, the committee that the monies was donated to wasn't a Biden committee. It was a Biden-Harris committee. So therefore, since it was a Biden-Harris committee, that means that either party could use the campaign funds, because the people that was donating it wasn't just donating it because Biden was there. They was donating it because Harris was there, or whatever the case might be. So they should be able to use both of these funds independent. Either candidate could be able to use both of these. You'll be able to use the funds, either candidate. So I think that that's what the argument is that Harris's people are putting forward. We'll see what happens. Fiction says, Kamala's in trouble. She might be. She might not be. We got to see how it's going to play out, right? Nate says, some of the people who gave money might not like Kamala and ask for it back. I don't know if they can't get it back. Also, did you see the part where basically they have the complaint against them? And the complaint against them is saying that these monies is actually foreign money also. So also the money is foreign money that they're trying to switch from one area to another. It's illegal for other nations to contribute to the campaign of a politician, a political campaign. And I'm pretty sure it's China, by the way. Remember who remember who Biden allegedly works very closely with. So I'm assuming the money that they're talking about is from China. What time we got? Saloon is open. If we're gonna do the saloon is open. I'm an hour into the show, so that means that I have actively gotten through all of the actual content that I had prepared for today. I'm gonna send y'all to a commercial, and then I'm gonna be right back. BBN Jack Frost for Sub Party people. Hope everybody's having a good day. We back. So I want to be clear about a couple of things real quick. Let's look at. Oh, wait, hold on. I want to be clear about a couple of things real quick. If y'all have anything that you believe is pro Kamala Harris, please send it to me. I would like to play it on the show. I don't want us to. I want to be as fair as possible. So that means that if you have any content, pardon me, of lending to something that might be give us a little bit more insight, please, I would like to have it. Please send it to me. All right, so we got a question up here. 41 people have voted. We're going to leave the question up there a little bit longer. It says, do you think that Kamala Harris really raised $81 million in a couple of days? We have, of course, girl power, 29%. We have heck no, money laundering at 44%. We have just want to see the results at 20%. And we got pancakes at 7%. We got pancakes is 7%. So shout out to the pancakes. Pancakes is like we still in there. Still in there. They ain't forgot about it. Nothing to forget. All right, so that's basically the campaign situation regarding Kamala Harris. That's basically what's going on with the campaign situation. I don't know how anybody else feels about it. I just want to be clear about that. I have zero idea how anybody else feels about her being able to transfer the money from Joe Biden. And remember, I told y'all that this was going to be a point of discussion weeks ago. This is something that we've been talking about for a couple of weeks now, that they have all of that money that was donated to Joe Biden, 80-something million or 90-something million. And they had no idea. Joe Biden can't drop out, because if he does drop out, then they won't be able to use those monies. And now it comes to find out that Trump's campaign is accusing that money not only shouldn't be used from Biden to Kamala Harris, but in addition, are they also saying that money comes from outside interests outside of America? That's what it sounds like they're also saying. In addition to that, I'm not 100% sure. But as this actually plays out, we'll be able to hear more on it. That might be what they're saying, might not be what they're saying. But one thing that we know for certain, for absolute certain, they are saying that money is not supposed to be able to be used for the Harris campaign. And the wild thing is this. You see how they tried to make it seem like Kamala Harris got on the phone. I don't know if y'all saw this, because I saw this, right? But I should have saved it, but I didn't save it because because of the reason why we're having this discussion. But now I'm looking at it. I should have saved it. I see it again. I'm gonna save it. So basically, it was I think Kamala Harris or somebody else speaking and saying that she had just got off of the phone with 10,000 Black women or 20,000 Black women or something like that, and they raised like $1.7 million or some shit. I don't know. And then the first thing that came to my mind is, I think that they're going to be using that monies that they're not supposed to be using, and they're just going to be transferring it over. That's the first thing that came to my mind. And then I hear before the day is over, now all of a sudden the money went up to 21 million. I was like, yep, that's what I believe that they're doing. And that is what I believe that they're doing. Nate says that's what they were saying about Trump last time. Money from overseas. No, that's a fact, Nate. That is what they were saying about Trump last time. They were saying that he was getting money from Russia, right? Or some shit. And they kept accusing him of being in bed with China, when in reality, they was in bed with China, allegedly. Also, did y'all hear about the dude that was a reporter, and he had been reporting on Trump that Trump was basically in bed with Russia, that he was a Russian agent. And now it just comes out that I believe his wife is actually a Chinese agent or some shit like that. And she did it for food and for Birkin bags or some shit like that. That was crazy. She was a Russian agent for Birkin bags and what you call the raw fish. That's why she did it. allegedly. So yeah, they always accuse you. That's why whenever anybody accuses me of something that I know that I don't do, the first thing that I think in my mind is that got to be something you do. I know what I do. Other people might not know what I do and don't do, but I know what I do. Nate says if she had Michelle Obama as a running mate, she would raise funds. Oh, the Obamas haven't endorsed her, so why would Michelle Obama run with her? The Obamas have not endorsed Harris. The Clintons did. Nobody thinks that that's fishy. Check out what Trump said.
Start insulting black women.
I'm not saying this is true, but check out what Trump said.
Barack Obama is still plotting against you, trying to take you out.
They got some big problems over there. First of all, Obama hates Biden, and Biden hates Obama. And when Obama walked Biden out a couple of weeks ago off the stage.
All right, so that's the only part. That was the only part that was important to what I'm talking about. So Biden and Obama don't get along. They don't like each other. Harris has not gotten the Obamas. They haven't, came out and was like, we support Harris. So why would Obama be running? Okay, Sheila Shelley, I'm not sure what's going on, but I hope everything is going well with you. So that part. What are y'all going to do when she chooses a white person to run with instead of choosing another black person? What are y'all going to do then? All of you got to vote for her because she's a black woman. What are y'all going to do when she chooses a non-black person to run with her? Because while I don't care who anyone chooses to run with, as long as the person is competent, and as long as that person has been a good politician, decent politician. Not everything a politician does we're going to agree with, but do I agree with more than I disagree with? So what are y'all going to do when she chooses a non-black person to run with? How are y'all going to keep being able to say you got to vote for her because she's a black woman? I don't think she has any other choice but to choose a black woman to run with, personally, or a person from the LGBTQ. I don't think she has a chance of winning. I don't believe she can choose a white man to run with. I believe that if she chooses anyone to run with other than a black woman, she's being a hypocrite. I believe that that's the freaking corner that they painted themselves into. The question is, what black woman can she run with? So you're not wrong when you bring up Michelle Obama. That's the right idea of what they can do. The problem is the Obamas don't endorse them. This is why when you play that, you know, everything's about race and everything is about gender game, understand what you're doing. Understand what you're doing. If anyone is enjoying this show, they can always pull up to the Cash App, PayPal, and or Super Chat. Also, if you would like to buy ad spot on the show, all you got to do is hit me up in my DMs on Instagram. And if you haven't already, hit that like button. Democrat? I don't think there's a Democratic candidate that could win presidency. So, no, I don't think that there's anybody for her to run with. Anyone that she chooses that is going to be a Democrat, almost everybody hates. Remember, the Democrats have been really nasty to people over the last couple of years. Remember, anybody that doesn't agree with the LGBTQ community, they insult. Anybody that doesn't agree that boys could become girls and girls could become boys, they insult. Anybody that don't hate Donald Trump, they insult. There's a long list. Shout out to Nate with the $14.99 drop, the $15 drop. He says, thanks for the great show. Nate pulls up to the saloon. Nate pulls up to the saloon. As he walks through the door, you can see all of the sequins on his shoulder pads of his shirt, glistening off of the sunlight. As he walks in, he goes up to the bartender. He says, good bartender, I would like me a cup of sarsaparilla. I would like me a cup of coffee. And I would like 2 of your most hot ladies as chaperones for the evening. The bartender says, great, Mr. Nate. He blows a whistle. 8 girls run out. They all standing on the balcony on the second landing, on the first landing of the stairs. Nate says, that one and that one. They're voluptuous women's with all the perkiness. They come down the stairs. One picks up his sarsaparilla. The other one picks up his coffee. They grab him by each hand and they walk him up the stairs. Nate, you're all about to have an incredible morning. Shout out to Nate the Great pulling up to the saloon this morning. Salute my brother, always happy to have you. Who's next? So, I don't know who she has the ability to choose to run with that can possibly have any type of popularity. That's going to especially be popular enough to undo her lack of popularity. Remember, she had one job that we knew about, and that was to handle the border situation. She never went down to the border. Nate says, you didn't pay for 8, though. You paid for 2. So, just so we could be clear, one of her jobs, if not her only job, was the border. Every time somebody asked her about the border, she had not even visited the border. So the 3 years she was president, she had one job.
She had one thing that was set to the side for her to do. It was the border. I need to know why I elected her president, and she couldn't even handle that one job. I don't understand why we should elect her president. She had literally one job. You know, people be like, yo, you had one job. It really wasn't one job. It was like 8 jobs, but that one job was part of the job you had to get right. No, she literally had one job. The border. They said, yo, have you been to the border yet? She said, I haven't been to Europe either. How, bitch? Pardon my language. I'm just saying that for emphasis, not because I believe she's a bitch. But how? You're the whole vice president. You know how much stuff is going on over there in Europe that you're supposed to know about? How you haven't went and visited? Forget anything else outside of what your actual duties are. You're our second biggest diplomat, basically. How you haven't went down there and visited Europe? How you haven't visited China, Russia, Ukraine? You know, before she probably visited the Ukraine, but that's neither here nor there. It's everywhere. But anyway, Nate says, Jack, I believe that's why they're going to race vote, but she needs to change up her campaign. Yeah, I don't think that they have any other way to try to convince people to vote for her other than talking about race. I don't believe there's any other way. I don't believe that there's any other way. I don't believe that there's a thing that they could say that she did that will make people think, you know what, we need more of that. So they don't have no choice. All they could do is talk about race. They don't have it. They don't have a choice. What other choice do they have? I'm here. I'm listening. Yeah, whatever choice they. I don't believe they have another choice. No, all due respect. They need to build her up for 2024. I think that's their only option. What do you mean build her up for 2024? This is 2024. If she's not built up already, then I don't know what to tell you. What up, Digger? This is literally 2024. They building up for what part of 2020? They wasted a lot of time because all of her. First of all, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna be her biggest. I'm gonna tell you why number one reason why I think it's just impossible for her to win. How many interviews has she done where she didn't talk about policy at all? That's kind of, rhetorical question because I can't remember an interview she did where she talked about policy. Damn, you watching us in the middle of the morning, fam. Salute, Nate. Appreciate you allowing me to be a part of your night. Tell me an interview that she gave where they didn't talk about bullshit the whole interview. It's either Trump hate or bullshit.
Whenever somebody tell me something that's a lie and they just want to keep repeating it to me until I try to pretend like it's the truth, I'm not that dude. I'm not. That's just not something I'm gonna go for. It's just not I'm not that dude. I know what I said. I know what I did. I know where I was at. If you want to lie to others about what I said, what I did, and where I was at, I could do about that. But you can't say it to me. So when a person brings something to me that we both know isn't the truth, and they try to keep repeating it to me until I believe it to be the truth, I'm usually like, that's not even something I get upset at anymore. I just be like, I wonder what their angle is. I wonder what their angle is. What could their angle be? How is this going to be beneficial to them? How is this a good idea? I wonder what they're doing. Well, the whole time while they trying to tell me this lie, I wonder what. Whole time I was sitting there like, they probably think I'm listening to it. I already know it's not the truth. There's no reason for me to listen, but if I interrupt, I'll let you talk your shit. Saloon is open. What time we got? It's 11:30. We got 47 votes. The question is, do you think that Kamala Harris really, we're going to end the poll. It's been up there for over an hour. Been up there for about an hour and a half. We're going to end this poll. Okay, it's taking a minute for me to calculate or whatever the hell it's doing. Okay, it's taking a minute. I hope it tells me what the fuck it is. It's taking for fucking ever. Put up language. All right. Whenever it pops up, it pops up. It ain't popped up yet. Maybe I gotta write a comment. I'm gonna write a comment. I'm just gonna write thanks. Maybe I write a comment. This shit fixed. There we go. It fixed. Anyway, so the question was, do you think that Kamala Harris really raised $81 million in a couple of days? With 38%, we have heck no, money laundering. With 34%, we have, of course, girl power. With 19%, we have just want to see results. And with 8%, we have pancakes. Oh, man. All of the pancakes. We need all of the pancakes. You want to get them. We want to put all of the butters on the pancakes. Then we're going to cake some of them. We don't even want the syrups. We want some of that grape jam. Want to put the grape jam on the pancakes. Or the honey. Honey. Love honey on the pancakes. Or the grape jam on the pancakes. What time is it? We got 11:16 Eastern Standard Time. Anything else? Anything else y'all guys want to talk about? Put it in the chat. We're going to go to commercial break. I'll be right back.
Listen, there's gonna be days where you feel like shit. There's gonna be days where you feel like giving up. There's gonna be days where you feel like you have no support. Your friends aren't supporting you enough. There's gonna be days where you feel like people are just like giving you the blind eye. And I just want to tell you to keep fucking going, because it's always like that until it gets better.
BBN Jack Frost, we're back. All of the things. If you want to have your spot play on our page, all you got to do is hit me up on DMs on Instagram. More than happy to make you a spot and then play it. With that being said, is there anything else you guys want to talk about at all? Any questions y'all want to ask? Obviously, about the topics that we're discussing. But there is something that I want to play y'all real quick. There is something I want to play y'all. Check this out. You know how I keep telling y'all I was there. You know, whenever we talk about hip hop, I be like, yo, I was there. And then you got these people that's constantly trying to have these conversations about hip hop, and they were not there. They don't know what they're talking about. But whenever you be like, yo, you don't know what you're talking about, fam, they want to act like you don't like black people. Oh, you just don't like black people. You know, because I got to lie for you. That's the only way I could prove that I like black people is if I lie every time a lie helps a black person. So I got to go against what God wants us to do in order for me to show my loyalty to you. I have to turn my back to God. No, I get it. I understand exactly what you're trying to do. Check this out.
So who do we rock with? We rock with the style that the B-boys was rocking with. That's where the Kangos came from. That's where the sweatsuit came from. That's where the Pumas and the Adidas with the fat laces came from. And so for somebody to try and separate the Puerto Rican and black aspect of hip-hop, you're wrong, son. And I was there, and you can't debate me, because I helped pioneer it. And so, like I said, shut the fuck up. Whoever told you that said that shit, tell them Shan said, shut the fuck up. Because of the fact, I'm telling you, I was out before that guy that you're talking about. I love him, but I was out before you, son. You don't know nothing about Roxy. You don't know nothing about Mantronics and all of that stuff that went down, son. I do. And so all I'm telling y'all is, yes, the Puerto Rican aspect, Puerto Ricans have a lot to do with the culture of hip-hop, period. There's no distinction, there's no separation from it. It is all one factor.
Okay, so I want to point something out specifically. Do y'all remember when I was telling y'all, yo, do you see the way them niggas used to dress before when they used to do rapping? See how they was dressing before? Niggas started changing the way that they dressed because of the B-boys. Who was the B-boys? The B-boys was the niggas that used to do the breakdancing. Who was the main niggas that was breakdancing? Them Puerto Rican niggas. I'm telling you. Did you hear what Shan just said? They brought a lot of the fashion to hip-hop. What's a very important aspect of hip-hop? Fashion. What else did I say? Niggas did it all the way transition from wearing that weird shit until Run DMC came out. Just so we could have everything together, what I had said in that discussion we was having. Y'all keep trying to act like Puerto Ricans didn't have a lot to do with hip-hop. They had a lot to do with hip-hop, fam. A lot. I'm from the Bronx. This nigga from Queensbridge. That's MC Shan. Now, KRS-One said Puerto Ricans had a lot to do with hip-hop. MC Shan said Puerto Ricans had a lot to do with hip-hop. So you're not going to believe two of the pioneers? Two of the pioneers. You're just not going to believe those guys. Because it doesn't fit the narrative that you need.
It's a shame that people got to choose between being honest and being liked. But that's the world we live in now. You got to make a choice. Are you going to be honest or do you want to be liked? It just both of those things that just don't run congruent.
I want to bring the conversation back to the broken criminal justice.
It's telling you what it is, man. I've been telling y'all facts this whole time. Nothing but facts. I was there, fam. I was probably a jit, but I was there. I remember going to the parties, the jams, and you might, me be even a little jit. I might just, whoever I'm there with, I might lose them for a little while because it's really that wild out there. I'm over there hanging out with some other kids that I just met, doing some other bad shit or whatever we doing that we probably shouldn't be doing. And by the end of the night, I make it back to my people. Like you was just outside, fam. Niggas I can't even explain how it was. It was an adventure. These jams was different. They try to recreate these jams. That's what they try to do at these concerts. Florida State says, I was there also. I'm from Kingsbridge, Heath Ave. Salute. He says, grew up breakdancing and all that shit. What people don't get, Florida State, is that a majority, I'm going to put a link down there just in case you want to come up and talk for a second. A majority of the individuals who were breakdancing, they were not black. I don't even know how much I could explain this to y'all. The main people that was breakdancing was not black. The main dancing ass niggas was them Puerto Rican niggas, head spinning every 5 minutes. They was the main dudes. You know what dances the black niggas used to do, the popping and locking? Tell me where the lines at. Black niggas was popping and locking more than anything else. Them Puerto Rican niggas was doing the head spins, the damn windmill. They was doing all the breakdancing moves. Tell me that's what I'm trying to explain to y'all. People wasn't even there. They don't know. They just talking. They just talking. I got a brother who was like really good at doing the popping and locking shit, Rashim. And I got a brother who, when we was growing up, he's still a great dancer. Still a great dancer to this day. His name is Tashim. Florida State says that's a fact. Predominantly Puerto Ricans. Look at Beach Street. It clearly shows Puerto Ricans getting busy. Fam. Fam. The majority of the Bronx at that period of time was Latina. Is that a lie, Florida State, or is that the truth? The majority of the people in the Bronx is Latino. the majority Puerto Rican, Dominican, some kind of Spanish-speaking heritage. And them niggas stuck together like a mug. What up, Incognito? How you doing? Chilling. So how is hip-hop gonna come from the Bronx, a place that is predominantly Latino, and have no Latin heritage connected to it? That don't even make sense. I think when I be trying to explain, all of my friends growing up were basically Puerto Rican or Dominican. I don't think people get it. I knew black kids. I had black kids that I was friends with. But my main dudes that I used to go to crib and hang out with, they was Puerto Rican and Dominican. Florida State says, I'm black and I grew up with mainly Puerto Rican friends. Born and raised in the Bronx. Fam. What up, Show Nuff? I'm dropping the link down there if anybody want to come up here and talk for a minute. I know they got everybody scared because they try to make it seem like I'm arguing with people all the time. I'm not arguing with people all the time, man. People just try to take shots at me, and then when I don't let them, and I go out, then they be like taking them. Like, oh man, I couldn't take a shot at them. Not a problem, Florida State. Yo, Florida State, I could use some business this week. Anything you need posted? Let me know. I got a ticket the other day. I got to pay off. I'm just so yeah, and I forgot about it. So in any regard. Copy. But in any regard, that's just the way it was, man. Y'all guys that are just so tricked into thinking it was just only black people was at the beginning of hip hop. Y'all wrong. And I'm not saying that to attack you, be disrespectful or anything like. You're just wrong. You're just wrong. I grew my elementary school I went to elementary school in the 80s. The elementary school I went to, there was years that it was just like me and one other black boy in the room. Everyone else was Puerto Rican. Maybe 3 black girls. Everybody else was Puerto Rican and Dominican. This is real talk. Just saying. Anyway, anything else you guys want to discuss? Anything else you guys want to talk about?
I didn't play any basketball yesterday. Just trying to recover some. Supposed to be a little bit of rain today, but it might be able to get up there today. I needed a recovery day for my legs. I didn't play any basketball yesterday. Also, y'all might have seen some videos put out yesterday. They were not 10-minute videos. We're gonna get some 10-minute videos out today. We're gonna try to get some 10-minute videos out today. A couple of things we need to talk about. But anyway, is there anything that y'all think I need to be covering? Send it to my DMs and then I'll decide. With that being said, I'm gonna let y'all go. Everybody have a blessed day. I think we had a pretty decent show today, right? Everybody have a blessed day. Stop hating on Puerto Ricans in hip hop. Stop hating on anyone in hip hop. I remember when hip hop stood for everybody basically invited, and then all of a sudden it became a thing where people aren't invited. So I don't really get it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it. You know, it was a thing that everybody was invited. You know, it was just about something different, and they turned it corporate, and now hip hop is about something else. And I'm not a big fan of what it's supposed to be about now. I'm a big fan of what it was about previously. You know, when it was about community, when it was about coming together, when it was about camaraderie, you know, I'm a fan of what it was about then. That being said, I love y'all. Go out there, do something good in your day, do something worth doing, and then stamp God's name on it. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I got on this one.